pleasure to join you here in Baku for the opening of COP29.
My name is Pastor Peters Omonragbo. I am the Executive President of Nurses Across the Borders, an NGO in special consultative status with the United Nations ECOSOC since 2005, and the first NGO from Nigeria to be granted observer status by the UNFCCC since 2004. Nurses Across the Borders is a non-for-profit organization. It was set up primarily to see how we could help to support the government in attending to people who are affected by both natural and human-made disasters. We were set up to be like what we call Doctors Without Borders, or the Red Cross. That was it's been in existence since 1999. Also, when we set it up, we have three main goals. One is to engage in preventive health measures. Two is also to promote health care delivery services. Preventive in the sense that we want to see how we can also engage the community, teaching them on things they can do to improve upon their health and things they can do to prevent communicable diseases. In 2002, there was a World Summit on Sustainable Development, which was held in Johannesburg, South Africa. So Nurses Across the Borders was one of the 978 NGOs worldwide that were given the accreditation to participate in the UN event. Because before then, NGOs don't participate, they go as observers. But that was the first time they opened up. But we were one of the first NGOs. When I got there, the NGO there was operating under what they call the WEHAB blueprint. That is WEHAB. So W stands for water, E stands for environment and health, H, A stands for agriculture, and B for biodiversity. It was this 5 blueprint that translated to the 8 Millennium Development Goal. It was at the end of the 2002 WSSD that you now have what they call the 8 Development Goals, which has now been increased to the 33 SDGs. When I came back and I came to know about UNFCCC, talking about climate change and environment, I looked, there was no health component. So we applied to be admitted as observer NGO. The question was, why do we want to be part of the organization? We told them that yes, we want to bring the attention of the UNFCCC to the linkage between health, public health, and climate change. Because you cannot talk about climate change without public health. So that was how we admitted in 2004. So we've been doing that, and we're working with the WHO because we had to reach out to them, and they saw the need. In 2009, the WHO, mobilized about 27 NGOs who were included to set up a group known as Friends of Health. That was when we began the campaign at COP15 in Copenhagen, Denmark. We began the campaign reaching out to put pressure on the UNFCCC to recognize the need for them to make health not just a thematic, not just increase the knowledge and the linkage between health and public health, between public health and climate change, but also to make it a thematic issue. From 2009 up until last year, so before we succeeded. Yeah, the event for this year, like every other year, 2004, we normally organize side events. So apart from side event, we have what we call exhibition. Exhibition is either for 1 week or 2 weeks. Now, for our side events, this year we are organizing 2 side events. One under the UNFCCC organized side event, that is Secretariat. We work with UNFCCC. That is official side event of UNFCCC. So NGOs are encouraged to apply for side events. Anyone that is approved. So we have been having our side event being approved. For this year, our side event is titled Mainstreaming Climate Change Disaster Risk into Healthcare Delivery. Why? Because you have all seen the various disasters that have occurred, not just in Nigeria. You are seeing what is happening even in developed countries. You saw the hurricanes taking place in America. Europe, Spain recently, Nigeria, Maiduguri recently. So the issue now is that the disasters are there. They are happening every day. So, but how do we mainstream the risk of disaster? The only way that can be mainstream is building a resilient healthcare facility. And how do we do this? The only way we can do this is having the required expertise and funding. Our facilities back home, our expertise back home is next to nothing.
We need an explicit plan for each country with bankable investments and the financing to support that. For developed countries, we need to look at the fiscal space within the country.
And so we're doing this to draw attention to the developed countries, asking and appealing for support in expertise in money and in machine, in material and in men, to see how they can support us in providing the necessary training, providing the necessary infrastructural development, so that when disasters occur, we have the facilities to meet this disaster. So that is why we are here. That is exactly what this study is all about. It is trying to look at the disparity between what is operational in developing countries and what is operational in the developed countries, and to see how the developed countries that are contributing 96% of the global emission, how they can support, they have the best of facilities, how they can support those of us who are only contributing 4% of the global emission, but we are suffering 96% of the effects of what they are producing, how they can support us in trying to meet the needs in terms of infrastructure, in terms of capacity building. So that is why we have done this. And yesterday we had the first side event at the UNFCCC organized center at the side event room 9. And today, like I said, building upon our collaboration with the World Organization. Don't forget, we started in 2009. So we've been working with the WHO in promoting and advancing the voice for climate change and public health. So every year too, the WHO, I think within the last 3 years or 4 years, they have been organizing, they get pavilions like this, and they work with NGOs that are into health NGOs that are also involved in this campaign. And so they also encourage us to organize program with them at their pavilion. So which is what we've been doing while we're here today. And it also interests you that under the UNFCCC, the UNFCCC work with the civil society as constituencies. So they group us into constituencies. You have environment constituency, you have business constituency, these are known as bingo, environment as engo, then research known as ringo, you have the youth constituency, you have the farmers, you know what I'm saying. But health NGOs is lumped up under the environment constituency, which is some. If you look at the environment constituency, you have about 80% of the NGOs in the environment constituency are NGOs doing one thing or another in health. So 2 years ago, I had to initiate the setting up of a caucus for what they call the UNFCCC Earth NGO caucus. So whereby I'm coalescing all the NGOs, both local, international, and regional, that are working on climate change and health, so that we can have our own caucus or constituency instead of being lumped up. Just like what we are suffering even in the mainstream of the UNFCCC, whereby health is not even made or even reckoned with as a team until two years ago.
Without health, we will not be talking about climate change. We are talking about climate change because of health, because of the situation we have found ourselves in as human beings. Faced with this kind of situation, we have to aggressively embrace the topics of health.
Climate change is no more a threat. climate change is a disaster that is already with us. Climate change cannot be wished away. Climate change can never go away. Climate change is going to live with humanity. So the earlier we recognize and accept this reality, the better for us. We make the best use of what the environment, of what Providence has provided for us. There's a lot we can do by our lifestyle to reduce the devastating effects of the disasters that occur from climate change. So it is real and it is good for us to accept it. Climate change is not a fluke. COP that we attend is not a jamboree. A lot of public officials have because of their lack of knowledge, because of their lack of understanding. Instead of accepting their ignorance, but they wish the way by saying, what are they doing in COP, at the COP? It's a jamboree, which is wrong. You cannot say more than almost 90,000 or 100, more than almost we're looking about 200,000 people gathering every year until they are coming for a jamboree. Since I've not had my breakfast this morning, and the come in, do I look like somebody doing the jamboree? But we are trying to draw attention to the reality on the ground so that we all take this issue of climate change serious. Thank you very much for your time.